Sorry I'm late. What button? This one. Hello, good morning. Ooh, welcome back to another Deadline stream. It is game week 28, double game week 28 for Bournemouth and for Luton. We will be going through all the usual bits. Sorry, I'm late. I overestimate how much I can do while the music is playing. And then I think the kettle takes way longer to boil always. And then I needed my glass of water and it wasn't ready. So things took much longer than I expected them to. Anyway, let's get round. Let's say hello to some of you in the chat. Let's say hello to some of you in... Why is only one light working? There we go. Nazim, Joseph, Herman, Andrew, Lola, JB, West, Adita, Frank, Vince, Mr. Was Up, Toby, Luke, Azraf, Hassan. Good morning to all the members in this morning as well. Thank you all very much for your support. Hanny, Big Fat Giraffe, Lord Bentner. Nice to see you in, taking a break from your football. Paul Smith, Newty, Fiona, Elvin, Cheekster, Dane, Liam, Faddy, John, Bibin, Raj, Merk, Hassan, Samyan, Christian. Good morning. There was already a super chat from Mukhtar. 2 free transfers. Will I sell KDB and Watkins for Salah and Morris if I'm free hitting in game week 29? No, I wouldn't sell Watkins this week. I don't think I would do those moves. I'd find a different way to free up money for the De Bruyne to Salah move. I'd find a different way to do it. Yeah. I like De Bruyne to Salah, and I think if you're free hitting 29 and you're looking at your team and you're unsure of what transfer to make and you have De Bruyne, and you have De Bruyne, I don't hate De Bruyne to Salah this week. I do expect Salah to start. I think Salah is a better asset than him this week. And in game week 30, when you look at your team with Salah at home to Brighton instead of De Bruyne at home to Arsenal, you'll be very happy that you made that transfer, I think. So, yes, I would make the transfer. Triple captain risk. Let's talk about the triple captaincy, shall we? So, I personally would play it. If I hadn't used it on Haaland, I would play my triple captaincy this week. Now, if you are worried about the minutes for Solanke, if that is the case, then you need to have a look at when else you could play it, right? If your plan is to free hit in game week 29, there will be another opportunity, well, most likely be another opportunity. Let me get the fixture projections up for you. So, if you're not free hitting in game week 34, you could play it in game week 34, but you would be playing on someone like Højlund at Manchester United or, I don't know, a Newcastle player, because the chances are we'll all bench boost in the big double in game week 37. So, there aren't massive opportunities to play it. Or you could play it in Cole Palmer when he gets his double. But I don't massively love the other opportunities if you are going to play your bench boost in game week 37. Now, if you're not playing your bench boost in 37 and you still have triple captaincy, then absolutely you can save it for that week. But if you're bench boosting that week, I'd probably play it this week. The opposition are just weak enough that I think he'll get something in one of the games. Now, if you're expecting 30, 20, 30 points, then maybe that's not going to happen this time. But I would probably play it this week. I did a captaincy poll on YouTube last night, and I want to see what the results were about who people are captaining or triple captaining. So 15% of people are triple captaining Solanke. 75% are just captaining Solanke. And then about 10% are doing something else. Going on a differential captain or a Morris captain or something like that. I mean, I am expecting Solanke to start today. I don't know. And it's unlikely we get any news before the deadline. But you have to bear in mind that last weekend he played against Burnley and hadn't trained all week. And this week he's actually trained partially during the week. So I do expect him to start. And I've banged on about it. But if they get 3 points out of this game and 6 points out of that game, they effectively don't need Solanke for the rest of the season. And they can just rest him. And make sure that he's okay for the season after, because they're basically confirmed safe from relegation. Bournemouth posted a picture of Solanke saying full focus on tomorrow. I mean, that doesn't mean anything. Something that is worth remembering is Twitter admins for football accounts. Football admins for admins for football accounts don't know the team sheet. They don't. As much as it's nice to see a picture of a player in the graphic or whatever, they don't know the team sheet when they make those graphics. Play Pedro Porro or double Arsenal. I'd probably play double Arsenal. Just looking at it simply, the Arsenal defence is better than the Spurs defence this week. Trippier to Zabarnyi. Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate that transfer this week. We'll go into my plans in a minute. Connor was asking, so another good question to start the stream off. How many players do you need in game week 29 to not free hit? I would say I'd want to get to 7 good players, excluding the likes of Charlie Taylor, before any hits. So that's probably 8 before hits. Now, if you've got 7 before hits, then it's not like a definitive rule that, oh, you've got 7, you have to free hit. Because if you've got Watkins, you've got Morris, you've got Son, you've got Bowen, and you've got another attacker as your 5 or 6, then that's much better. But if you've got Areola, Charlie Taylor, and another defender, then it's it's dependent on who they are. The attackers next week are much more important than the defenders. I would really prioritize using your transfers next week for attackers. Make sure you just put a front 7 out. If you put a front 7 out and no defenders, you're absolutely fine. Jack, how are we doing? Happy Gameweek 28, everyone. Yeah, always like a double. Although it's not on the telly in the UK once again, which is fantastic, that game. On Wednesday evening. Oh, well. Start Ake. Start Ake or Kabore. Kabore, definitely. Ake away at Liverpool. I take the chance that Kabore starts both. There will be a lot of you, well, a reasonable amount of you with Kabore. I'm not certain he starts both, but with the injury issues that they've got, maybe he does. But I would definitely start Kabore over an Ake going away to Liverpool. I would definitely start, Kabore over Ake. The dreaded Estupinan questions. The dreaded Estupinan questions. Do I think Estupinan starts? Yes. I think I probably do. Does that mean he's a good pick? Not necessarily. Would I sell Estupinan for a hit? Probably not. But if Estupinan out for a hit is to buy your only Bournemouth defender, then I probably would. And there's a few reasons for that. It's pretty close on the hit on predicted points. Of course, there's the risk that Estupinan just doesn't start. And then in game week 30 onwards, you'll want a Bournemouth defender and you won't want Estupinan. So from game week 30, where's Brighton? Liverpool away, Brentford away, Arsenal at home. No, thank you for Estupinan. Bournemouth goes, Everton at home, Palace at home, Luton away. So, although I don't think Estupinan to Zabani is worth a hit probably this week, if it's for your only Bournemouth defender and you're free hitting in 29, I would probably do it. We're unlikely to get news before the deadline. Morning. I need some more mods. Dalot, Van Dijk to Zabani for a -8. I mean, it's a -4. And I get this a lot. So I know you're saying it's a -8 because it will put you on a -8. But that transfer itself is not a -8. Because you can do Van Dijk to Zabani with a transfer. So that transfer in theory is a -4. Would I do Dalot or Van Dijk to Zabani for a hit? I don't think I would. No, I don't think I probably would. Not sure hits for them are really worth it. Bring in Son now or in game week 30. I mean, to be honest, if you didn't buy Son last week, I actually think the buying window on Son has potentially passed because Salah is about to become way more important than Son is. From game week 30 onwards, Liverpool play... There we go. From game week 30 onwards, Liverpool play Brighton at home, Sheffield United at home, United away, Palace at home. And where's Spurs? He's great for the Luton at home fixture, don't get me wrong. But then it's West Ham away, Forest at home, Newcastle away, City at home. Salah is just better than Son over that run. Salah is just better than Son over that run. So, Mukhtar, sorry. Should you sell Foden and De Bruyne for Salah and a 6.1 or lower midfielder? No, I wouldn't do that this week. I wouldn't sell Foden this week. I'd find a different way. I wouldn't sell Foden. I'd find a different way to get the Salah money. Moving Senesi to Zabani. Is it worth taking a -4 to go Ake to Doughty? If so, bench Porro or Gordon. I mean, I'd start Porro over Ake. And I'd only do it if you're not free hitting 29. Because otherwise, I'm not sure Doughty's worth a hit this week over Porro. He is if you add the value for next week. So, there's a question in the chat about will Metham start. So Metham is the 4.3 defender that came on in place of Senesi last game. Now, one of the young Bournemouth defenders' uncles was on the radio yesterday saying that apparently his nephew is getting his first Premier League cap today. Now, we don't believe it's true, but it would put me off buying Metham. It would put me off buying Metham. The other thing that would put me off buying Metham is Senesi may well be back in game week 30 or 31. And you'll then have a dead spot you'll have to sell. If you're want to buying a Bournemouth defender, I would just buy Zabarnyi. Unless you're wildcarding 30 or 31, in which case you could consider Kirkes, because he should start both of these two, but Kelly might be back after the international break, which is where the concern comes from. Which two players to start? Tony, Foden, Palmer. I'd bench Tony away at Arsenal. Yes, that's what I'd do. I'd bench Tony. God, my glasses every day are filthy. I don't really know what happens to them. Maybe it's overnight. Maybe I should not just put them on my bedside table. Maybe that's when they get dirty. De Bruyne to Salah for a -4. I mean, so straight away a -4 probably doesn't seem worth it. But what it does mean in game week 30 is you'll have an additional transfer. So you don't have to have it pay off just this week. You have to have it pay off slightly this week and slightly in game week 30. And as long as that happens, then it's probably worth it. So would I do De Bruyne to Salah for a hit? I probably would, because I think Salah is a better option than De Bruyne this week. In game week 30, you'll be much happier that you've got Salah, plus you'll have a free transfer going into game week 30. If you don't do it this week, you'll just have to do it in game week 30 and you won't have a transfer to do something else. So I do think De Bruyne to Salah. Is worth a hit this week. Haaland to Carlton Morris for a hit. Again, if you're not free hitting 29, I can get behind it. But a hit makes it more difficult. But he does have 2 extra games, so I still probably would do it. My top defenders for game week 29. I mean, West Ham, like Soufal, Burnley at home this week, and then Villa at home next week. If you just need them for next week, then Reguilon away at Burnley, Doughty at home to Forest. There's just not great defenders next week. Which is why if you are not free hitting, just prioritize getting as many attackers out as you possibly can, because you don't need to focus on defenses in game week 29 if you're not playing your free hit. Of course, if you're playing your free hit, you just buy what hopefully is the best defenders on paper. Any news on the Emerson injury? No. Nothing on Emerson injury, which is why in my video yesterday I spoke about it and I recorded it, and then I had to change the graphic because I had Emerson in it. I have no worry about Saka. So apparently he trained yesterday. I saw it on Twitter. So I wouldn't have any concern about Saka. No, I wouldn't have any concern. And don't go benching Saka. I've seen people bench Saka. They say, oh, but he's yellow flagged, so I'll bench him out of your benching dilemma. Please don't bench Saka. Is it smart to free hit wildcard early to avoid price changes? Free hit, like next week on my free hit, I'll make moves on probably on Saturday or Sunday. The issue with that is that like you're not constrained by budget on this free hit. Like you'll be sat with so much money in the bank because you won't have Haaland and you won't have Saka, and there'll be no Salah as well. So there's no need to go early on the wild card, yes, then you can gain value. And on a free hit, it's worth it if you're going to be really close to the team you want. But it's much less important to start making early transfers on free hit compared to on wildcard. A -8/-12 now, plus a -4 next game week and keep the free hit. Or a -8 now and then free at 29. I mean, it's only an extra -4 or a -8. So yes, in that situation, if it was a -16, then I'd use the free hit. But if it's only a -4 or a -8, then it's worth saving the free hit. You're benching Palmer. I mean, if I had someone different than Gordon in there, it would be Palmer or it would be Foden. But Simon, who to bench? Foden, Palmer, or Garnacho? I'd probably bench Garnacho. And Haaland to Morris, yeah, it's a transfer that could easily go horribly wrong, but I would probably do it if I was not free hitting 29. I am free hitting 29, so I don't need to make that move. It's worth caveating. It's worth doing if you're not free hitting 29 and you're going to wildcard in 30 or 31. If you are not free hitting 29 and you're saving your wildcard, then no, I wouldn't do it because you'll have to get Haaland back. Turner to Neto for a hit. I mean, presumably you're not playing Turner this week, but yes, I probably would. Shahan, sorry, you're not free hitting 29. You already bought Morris. You already bought Morris and Bowen in for -4. Should I do Kaminsky for either Dubravka or Kelleher? I do Kaminsky for Dubravka for a hit this week. I do Kaminsky for Dubravka. I didn't actually check what players changed in price last night. Did Neto go up? It was predicted to. Neto went up. Zabanya went up. Kelleher went up. Areola and Dunk went up. Haaland fell. Unbelievable. People doing Haaland to Morris has caused a Morris price rise and Haaland price fall. And Estupinan fell as well. Zayed, thank you very much for the super chat. I hope you are set up well for this weekend. And yeah, I appreciate it a lot. I hope you have a fantastic weekend every week. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Have a good one. Emerson, we don't know. Emerson at West Ham, all we know is that he had to go for a scan. And we don't know the outcome of the scan. There wasn't any update in the press conference. So we don't know. We don't know. Play Palmer or Odegaard. I wouldn't want to bench Odegaard in any game. Odegaard are absolutely flying at the moment. Arsenal are absolutely flying. I wish I'd bought Odegaard, but it is what it is. How long until Adebayo returns? We just don't know. He's just basically not mentioned in the press conferences at the moment. So it doesn't bode well that he'll play in 29. So if you're debating whether to sell Adebayo this week, I probably would. Trippier or Ake to Doughty for a hit? If yes, I'd probably sell Ake first. I do think Trippier will probably be back. Maybe I'm trying to see the best in the situation, but I do think that they were saying that Trippier might not be back after the break just so he doesn't have to go on international duty. I need to get better at Finney. Sorry. Doubler to bring in De Bruyne from -4. No free hit 29. I mean, I'm not sure it's worth it. I'd rather bring in Bowen than any of those midfielders. I'd rather bring in De Bruyne. Is it worth doing Areola So play Areola or to hit to Turner to Neto. If you're free hitting 29, I do the Neto move. And the reason for it is the Areola fixtures after the blank are rubbish. And you'll be glad that you've got Neto in your team. You'll be glad. Watkins, Muniz, and Haaland are your forward. Haaland to Solanke for 1 free transfer. Again, if you're free hitting 29, then yes. If you're not free hitting 29... Sorry, if you're free hitting 29, can you not do Muniz to Haaland, to Solanke? KDB to Salah or Bowen, you free hit in game week 29, then definitely go Salah. If you can go to Salah this week, I really don't dislike it. Is it risky to start Cash? I mean, I wouldn't really want to start Cash at home to Spurs anyway, but yeah. A lot of people asking about the Areola to Neto move for a hit. I don't think it's worth a hit. I don't think Areola to... If you've got Areola and Dubravka, I don't think it's worth a hit. The only reason it's worth a hit is if you have Areola and someone else that you don't like, because where's Areola? Where's West Ham? So after the blank, he goes Newcastle away, Spurs at home, Wolves away. Like, it's not a great run, but if you've got Newcastle, you can play Dubravka, West Ham at home, Everton at home. But if you don't, then you might need Bournemouth. You might need him for Everton at home, Palace at home, Luton away. So in that situation, it's worth the hit. But if you have a Areola and Kelleher, if you have an Areola and Dubravka, it's not worth the hit. Start Foden or Palmer. It's really close. I mean, the numbers would say start Palmer. The numbers would say start Palmer. Fiona now back to free at 29, doing a Stupananta Zabani. Would I wait to do Salah to Son for -4 this week? I'd wait and do in 30. Son's better than Salah this week. Son is better than Salah this week. Which of my midfielders to bench? Palmer, Odegaard, Saka, Foden, Son. I mean, it's between Palmer and Foden. And I probably would say Foden. Like, I know he's been electric recently, but I just probably is Foden. You free hit 29. Bowen or Son this week would be from -4. If you're free hitting 29, I'm not sure either of them are worth a hit. I mean, I don't know if you're playing in their place, but I'm not sure either are worth a hit, because whoever you buy in that position will probably just go to Salah in 30. So, Samuel, I'm not sure either are worth a hit. Free hit 29, and you've got Areola, Neto for Kelleher. I'm not sure I'd do that for a hit, because from 30 onwards, you just play Kelleher, Brighton at home, Sheffield United at home. So, no. I wouldn't. On free hit 29, De Bruyne to Salah or Son for -4 or roll. I'd do Salah, because in 30 you'll just want Salah. I think Son's better than Salah this week, Ant, but I don't think it's worth risking it, because you'll just have an extra transfer. Gordon or Watkins, who to bench? Gordon. Gordon is a bench for me. I haven't realised we are half an hour into the stream. I haven't even spoken about my team yet, but yeah, maybe I should do that. So, we'll play Solanke. I mean, I'm expecting Solanke to play. He's also my captain as well, so. You're funny not saying take a hit for a Neto. You're saying you took a -8 for Kaminsky. Right. So, you're not wrong, but I took a hit in game week 25 for Kaminsky. The goalkeeper I sold was Dubravka, right? And Dubravka was awful. and he conceded twice to Bournemouth. Kaminsky scored 7 points in a double. Areola is also playing the worst defence in the league. The other thing, and the reason why the Kaminsky hit in game week 25 has paid off more than anyone realises, is if I had Dubravka and Areola in game week 27, I honestly think I would have played Dubravka. But because I had Kaminsky, I was forced to play Areola away at Everton, and I got his 13-point haul. So, by having Kaminsky and not wanting to play him, he's paid off a lot of points. And I took a hit for Kaminsky not just for that fixture, but for the double coming up as well. So, Dubravka to Kaminsky for a hit. Yeah, 4D chess, exactly. Buy players because then you don't want to play them and you get lucky. Yeah, I got more, and you get lucky by playing other players. It's just how this game works. Buy bad players so you're forced to play your good players and not risk benching your better players. And simple. Simple. It's why I've kept Trippier all this time. Dubravka to Kaminsky for a hit. If you're not free hitting 29, then yes, I would do Dubravka to Kaminsky. Sounds like a fluke. Tom, you're not wrong. But we take it. Start Van Dijk or a Stupinan. I'd probably play a Stupinan, but because I do think he probably will start, but I don't know that. Start Ake or Stupinan. I definitely play a Stupinan over Ake. Triple captain Solanke this week. If I still had the chip, I probably would. Am I free hitting 29? Yes. Start Gordon or Douglas Luiz. Sorry, I've missed that. That is a reasonable question. I'd play Douglas Luiz. How will I fit Salah in 30? It will be 30 or 31, and I'll probably have to sell Son. 2,000 of you in and watching, and only 200 likes on the stream. If we could get that up to 500, that would be great. And if you didn't see my video yesterday, we are, I don't even know, 1,500 away from 100k subs. So if you want to help me reach that, that would be epic. Congrats on 100k subs. I wish. We're not quite there yet. We will. Slowly but surely. Although, actually, it's not slowly. You guys are smashing the support. KDB to Salah or Saka. I probably would go Saka. You'll want both in 30, though. So I probably would go... If you can get to Salah as well in 30... Or you're going to have to wait for Salah, then go Salah now. But if you can go Saka this week, Salah in 30, then go Saka this week. I think is the best answer that we've got there. No free hit 29. Would I do Foden to Bowen this week or roll? I mean, if it's for free, I think Bowen is a better pick than Foden this week on the face of it. So, yeah. Your secret weapon is becoming less of a secret. I love people saying congrats on 100k when I haven't hit it. But thanks. Predictions for City Liverpool. I'd probably say 2-2, but start Gross or Palmer. I'd play Palmer. Gross should start, but he might be playing deeper. Would I sell De Bruyne and Porro/Cash for a -4? De Bruyne I would sell. Cash I'd sell to Zabarnyi. Douglas, Luiz or Maddison on wildcard. Probably Douglas Luiz just because he's cheaper. Sell Hwang Hee-chan to Kluivert for a hit. Would allow funds for Salah and 30. Would we mean benching Foden? I don't love that. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably just save the hit and do the hit in 30 for something else. Of Hwang Hee-chan down to someone else. But you might look at Kluivert anyway. That's the thing. If you need a 4.6 midfielder. But I don't think it's worth the hit. Will Livramento start? I mean, yes. If you have Livramento and you have to play him this week, he should start with Trippier out. Should be Burn, Cher, Botman, Livramento at the back. Can't believe your season-defining moment is Carlton Morris. You wait. Your season-defining moment is going to be not Carlton Morris. It's going to be Erling Haaland. But no, it does feel like one of those, that it's one of those weeks that, like, how will Morris do versus Haaland is going to be a pretty big swing on whether the free hit was right or not. Why is everyone thinking City will play prime Liverpool? It will be their B team. I mean, the only player missing is Trent. And then I think Szoboszlai is back. And Jota. It's still pretty full strength Liverpool. Best Bowen replacement. You've got Palmer and Gordon. I wouldn't be replacing Bowen. He's got Burnley at home this week. I'd just keep him. Sorry. 40 minutes into the stream and I haven't spoken about my team. So, my plan this week is to sell one of my defenders to Malo Gusto of Chelsea. Now, oh, no Alisson either, of course. Let's hope for a goal fest, Haaland hat-trick. Now, the original plan was to do Trippier. Bob, I went back and answered it. Would I sell De Bruyne and Porro/Cash for a hit? I'd sell Cash and De Bruyne. Konate possibly out as well, but I think that's mind games. Anyway, so my plan originally was to do Trippier to Gusto. And then in game week 29, I'd play my free hit. And then in game week 30, I would look at getting Salah in. But I couldn't. I mean, I could do it for Foden. I could do it for Son. But the issue with doing that is it leaves my defence short in game week 30. And I'm not even sure I want Salah in 30. So, my plan at the moment, instead of doing... And the other thing is, if Newcastle lose to... If Newcastle lose to United in the cup, to City in the cup, and United also lose to Liverpool, then Newcastle could get a double in game week 34. And if Newcastle double in 34, I won't want to sell Trippier. So, my current plan is to do Taylor to Gusto. And now. And here is why. Taylor is no use to me. It also means in game week 30, I have a strong back three. I can play Trippier if he's back. Gusto and Zabarnyi. Things look pretty nice. Then in game week 31, Doughty would go. And I'd probably bring in Richards of Palace because Palace are predicted to have a double in 34 and he's 3.9. And then I do Son to Salah. would be the plan. And everyone's like, oh, well, you sell Watkins. And I'm like, well, he's got City away and I'll just play Gordon at home to Everton. Things are fine. My whole midfield, my whole team would play at home in game week 31. I have just realised. Oh, I've got Gabriel as well. I'll be selling Son and starting Areola. That can only go one way, can't it? Being asked a lot about if you've got Senesi, would I sell him? I mean, I would. I'd go to Zabanyi. And I'd just do it because there's no guarantee that Senesi will be back straight after the international break either. So, dreaded Estupinan question. Start Zabanyi, Gabriel, and Saliba. I'd just bench him. Just bench Estupinan. Start two of De Bruyne, Saka, Garnacho with Foden and Haaland. I'd bench Garnacho. Bench one of my mids for Barkley. I mean, it would be Foden or Gordon. The numbers would say bench Foden, but he has been electric. Triple captain Solanke. If I still had the chip, I would probably do it. Does Neto or Doughty worth -4 points? You're going to free hit. If you're going to free hit 29, Doughty is not worth a hit. Neto is if you don't have a good keeper for game week 30. If you have Areola and another goalkeeper who doesn't have a good fixture in game week 30, then it's worth a hit. So, just to recap, Senesi to Zabanyi, I'd probably do for a hit. But Rashid, as you say, if you've got 8 Nori, I probably wouldn't bother. Actually, I would bother because we don't know when Senesi's going to be back. In your goal, if you have a bad fixture this week and you have no good keepers this week, Neto is worth a hit. If you have a good fixture this week, but a bad fixture in game week 30 and 31, so you have Areola and another keeper you don't like for those run of fixtures, then it's worth a hit. But if you have Areola Dubravka, I do not think it is worth a hit. You often see people on Twitter talking about wildcard 30 over 30, 31 over 30. So the reasoning for that is the fixtures in game week 30. The teams that you're going to buy lots of, if you're not free hitting 29, Aston Villa, who play at home to Wolves, Spurs, who play at home to Luton. When you go to wildcard, you will want a lot of Man City and Arsenal, and they play against each other. So it's just a fixture swing thing that in game week 31, you'll be happy to sell your Spurs players a little bit more. You'll be more likely to sell Watkins going away to City. And you can start buying in Arsenal, who have Luton at home, City, and much more Liverpool. So like the Watkins to Darwin switch looks much better in 31 than it does in 30. Now, if your route to get through game week 29 is to buy Brentford and West Ham, which is not the worst, then you might want to free hit wildcard 30 instead of 31 because Brentford play United and West Ham are away at Newcastle. So it depends which teams you are using as your route to get through game week 29. If it's Villa and Spurs, then you're wildcard 31. If it's West Ham and Brentford, then it's wildcard 30. So yeah, my plan is to actually sell Taylor this week. Did he drop last night? No. I mean, I had the 0.1 buffer on him anyway, so it doesn't really matter. No, I didn't. I feel like so many people are overseeing Muniz right now. I agree. I put him in my top transfer targets this week. I quite like him. The only thing is, apparently Jimenez is close to being back. He probably won't start in the blank, but he'll be back fully available for selection after the international break for that Sheffield United game. And you never know who's going to start. I think Mooney should keep his place, but you never know. Bench Foden or Louise? I'd probably bench Louise. I mean, I think Mooney should probably keep his place. There was an earlier point in the season where it was pretty close about which of them was actually going to start. And Mooney's did actually get a couple of games. And then he got injured. But I do think there's a chance Mooney stays first choice. Which would be interesting, although they're never predicted to double. They're never predicted to double. There's no Fulham double. And they play City at home in 37, so he's not even good to be part of a bench boost. Bench Porro or Moreno? Probably Moreno. Actually, no, probably Porro. Which defenders are worth a hit? You have Senesi, Gabriel, Doughty, Robertson, and Stupinan, not free hit 29. Well, you just play Senesi, Gabriel, Doughty this week. None of them are worth a hit when that's your defence. I have this, and I don't have any cake this week to be able to use this, unfortunately. I don't have any use for this part of the stream anymore. Honestly, when people sent me pictures of them being massive on their telly, I was cracking up last week. Would I bench Palmer or Odegaard? Probably Palmer. I wouldn't want to bench Odegaard. If I had to pick a Luton and Bournemouth midfielder, who would I buy? So, if I was buying a Bournemouth midfielder, I would probably buy Tavernier, although Cliver is slightly cheaper. So, if you have a need for the money in 30, like if Cliver allows you to go Salah for free in 30, whereas Tavernier doesn't, then go Cliver. But I probably would go Tavernier. And in Bournemouth, it's between Tahith Chong and Barkley. Tahith Chong is more explosive, playing further forward. Barkley's playing deeper because their defensive midfielder is out injured, so he's having to do a bit more of that responsibility in Lokonga. So, I mean, it depends. I'd probably punt on Tahith Chong, but the chances of someone like that playing all three across 28 and 29 is probably low. So maybe you just go. Barkley. It's kind of like the City double. That you didn't just need City in 25. You needed City to play all in 25 and in 26, which is why De Bruyne was a little bit of a risk. I know that's hindsight talking, but if you're buying Luton, you need them to play presumably both in 28 and in 29 as well. In which case, I would probably go Barkley. That's why Morris is so good. It's just guys just nailed. If Adebayo was fit, I'm not sure he would necessarily play them all, but he kind of has to now. Please, do I think Salah will start? I think he will. It's Liverpool. If they don't win this game, they won't win the league. Well, not quite that clear cut, but if they lose this game, the chance of them winning the league definitely drops. Obviously. Who to bench? Palmer, DL. Douglas Luiz. Son, Saka or Foden. Probably Douglas Luiz. Garnacho or Neto. I'd play Neto. Play Aït-Nouri or Saliba. I wouldn't want to bench Arsenal. I wouldn't want to bench any Arsenal players. Solanke to Muniz after this double. Yes, if you're not free hitting, then that makes sense. The only thing is, like, Solanke is great until, like, even, like, 33 at home to United, it's not a bad fixture. Like, his run-in is still pretty good until, like, 36. Maybe then you want to sell him. But if they double in 37, like, a lot of us have a lot of value tied up in Solanke as well, so Is Ake a sell? I'd probably sell Ake. If you're looking at your defenders and you're not sure who to sell, I think Ake is a sensible player to sell this week. Bench De Bruyne or Palmer or Foden. I mean, it's one of the City mids. Probably. If you're going to go triple on City, because presumably you have Haaland, I'd probably bench one of them and play Palmer. Foden or Gross to start. I probably would just play Foden. Gross is good, but with Billy Gilmore out injured, he might end up putting Gross deeper again. Now, he might get a penalty and then it will look like a fantastic option, but what do I use to plan my transfers? So this is a website called FPL.team. It's also the ones with the fixture projections for the rest of the season. So when you go on it, if you put your team ID in and then scroll down and click Set Planet FPL Projection Fixtures, it will be there for you. Matt, thank you for joining. Or Matthew, I just shortened your name. First time I'm speaking to you. Welcome to being a member. Drop me a message on Instagram or Twitter and I'll get you added to all the relevant places that you need to be added to. Do I start Foden or Palmer? I mean, the numbers would say start Palmer. Probably. Foden or Palmer. I'm just not sure I'd want to bench Palmer at home against that Newcastle defence. Is it worth keeping Van Dijk till the end of the season? I mean, potentially. Their fixture run looks pretty nice. Their fixture runs look pretty nice. I don't necessarily have a plan for a Liverpool defender in 30, but I kind of wish I did because they have Brighton at home, Sheffield United at home. To be fair, though, Brighton at home straight after an international break is maybe the worst time to play them because they actually get some rest. Then Brighton go away to Brentford. But Brighton look all over the place. You can have one of Zabani or Doughty. It completely depends what you're doing in Game Week 29. Free hit 29, you buy Zabani. No free hit 29, you buy Doughty. I think it's pretty straightforward. Just make sure you know what you're doing next week. Maybe I should do that as a poll. Free hit 29 versus no free hit 29. Start a poll. Will Solanke start both matches? I think so, but there's nothing to say that he doesn't get really injured today and him not. But if he doesn't get really injured today, then I think he will. I have enough confidence in it to captain him. Not that I have anyone else that I actually want to captain this week. So I don't hate the fact that everyone's just captaining him. Start Palm. Someone's got my logo. Someone is using my logo as their logo and just asking questions in the chat. That's a good tactic because it stands out. But that's also a little bit... Start Palmer or Madison or Foden. I appreciate the support. I can't believe you're having to start one of those, but I'd probably play... Palmer. By Morris or Solanke. Is Kirill nailed for Arsenal? He feels it. He definitely feels it. But I don't know what Arteta's thinking about, Tomiyasu or Zinchenko. Start Tony or Garnacho. I'd probably bench Tony. Good morning, fella. Hope you are well. How are you doing is what I was trying to say. If you took a few hits, yeah, so if you took a few hits and then play your wild card before the deadline, it will cancel out those hits. It will cancel out those hits, as it does on a free hit as well. So, yeah, you can just keep making transfers as long as the chip is active before the deadline. Cool, and now we're to go before the deadline. We're just going to whack it in subscriber only mode. You literally have to subscribe for 1 second to be able to start using the chat. And the chat is flying. It is in slow mode. Senesi to Zabani. Yes, I would do that. Yeah. Unfortunate, but yes. Yes, I would. How do we use the free hit? You just click play free hit. I'm not going to click it. Remember, the free hit, you cannot unactivate the free hit. It's really weird. Once it's active, that's it. Can't unactivate it, so be careful next week. But I mean, don't go clicking it now, basically. You're really excited for this game week, can't lie. Let's hope. I am, but then I know, like, the front, the teams are crazy similar. Out of my 11 in the chat, how many of this 11 do you own this week? Out of 11. I imagine the minimum that people are going to say is like 8, 9. The difference is going to be goalkeeper, 1 doubling defender, and maybe an attacker. 9, 10, 9, 10, 8, 9, 8. Like no one has said, one person has said 7. 8, 9, 10. Like, it is an exciting week, but someone said 4. Who's in your team if you own 4 of these? I mean, you could own a different Bournemouth defender. Like if you had Neto in goal, and you could have Saliba over Gabriel. You could have fine. But like the general consensus is like 9 plus. Urgent. Should I sell Foden or Richarlison for Bowen from -4? You're not free hitting in 29. To be honest, I'd sell Foden just because there's a small chance that Richarlison gets minutes, and if he does, he's useful to you. If he doesn't, then he's not useful to you. But yeah, loads of you are saying like 8, 9, 10, the same as me. So it's an exciting week, but it's true. Non-free hitters have more of a different team. They have more like, they might have De Bruyne, but things like Leon Bailey, Douglas Luiz, Morris. I suppose Morris over Haaland is straight away a different player, right? Tony, Porro. Fine, yeah. But if you're free hitting 29, I imagine it's like 8, 9, 10. So it's -8 okay for 3 doublers. I mean, I don't know who you're bringing in, but I'm not sure there's enough doublers that I love this week to take a -8 for them. Solanke's going to haul. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Bench Douglas Luiz or Foden. I'd bench Douglas Luiz, but you know what we all think about Douglas Luiz. De Bruyne to Son for a hit. Free at 29. No. By Salah or Son, you're free hitting 29. So if you're free hitting 29, I would just go to... Let me get... If you're free hitting 29, I would just go straight to Salah. So... Because between now and game week... Oh, actually, we don't need to go all that way. Let's just do to game week... I mean, we'll do to game week 31. Between now and game week 31, Son is predicted to outscore Salah by... They're basically expected to score exactly the same, but Son has an extra fixture. So, if you're free hitting 29, Salah's actually only expected 0.16 less points than him this week. And then in game week 30, he's expected 1 point more. And in game week 31, he's expected 4 points more with Sheffield United at home. So I would just go straight to him. Also, a lot of you are asking about like midfielders this week. Palmer is way up. Foden is not in predicted points. So Gross or Palmer, Gross or Gordon, I'd definitely bench Gordon. Gordon is right. I'm not even sure he's on the list. Yeah, Gordon is way down. This is just midfielders, though. Salah, Stupinan or Trippier. It depends if you need them this week. If you need them this week, then sell Trippier. But I think selling a Stupinan is the better long-term move. Used a triple captain on Haaland last game week. Why did he do that? What did he get? Like 7, United. That open goal miss must have killed you, actually. That was tough to watch, that Haaland miss. Do I think Kabore will play both? I'm not sure Kabore starts all 3 in 28 and 29. But does that mean... that means he's probably a doubt for the midweek game. I'm not sure I'd rely on it, to be honest. But if you've got Ake, I'd play Kabore over Ake. Salah and Richardson for Joshua and Udogie thoughts. That's not my plan for those moves, but my plan in 31 is to do Doughty and Son out for Salah and Richards. Just if they get that predicted double in game week 34, both games being at home. It's just a nice one to have. And we will know, well, we should know the doubles going into game week 30. Over the international break, if you're playing your wildcard over the international break, I know you'll want to chase... hang on one sec. I know you'll want to chase the price changes. But there's a chance the doubles are not announced by game week 30. And if you've done all your transfers and activated your wildcard without knowing the game week 34 doubles, it just might be a little bit more difficult for you. And you're kind of guessing. So Neto in for Areola Dubravka for a -4 chasing rank. I don't think it's worth it. No. What? You're starting Gordon now? No, this is game week 31. This is game week 28, sorry. Need to use a transfer. Thinking of Neto for Kelleher or Dubravka. I'd probably sell Dubravka. Sorry, Jamie. -4 to sell Gross to Tavernier for -8 total. I wouldn't sell Gross to Tavernier for a hit. Don't think any midfielder is worth a hit this week. No doubling midfielder is worth a hit this week. No, I don't think they are. Bring in Morris for Haaland. If you're not free hitting 29, yes. If you're free hitting 29, no. Start Dubravka or Kelleher. Sell Dubravka to Neto for a hit. Sell Dubravka to Neto for a hit. and one of Cash, Bradley, Estupinan. I play Estupinan. You think Solanke will underperform again because of his niggles? I mean, I think he might underperform, but what's his high, like, what's his ceiling this week, right? His ceiling could be 3 goals, so maybe he doesn't get 3 goals, but I still think he'll get something. Triple captain Solanke, I would do it if I had it this week. What's the latest on Porro? Porro is available for selection. Gabriel, Saliba, Foden, Palmer, Gross, Watkins. If you had to bench 2 of these, I mean, I'd probably bench Gross and an Arsenal defender because you've got 2 of them. Sorry. That was some of the best whistling I've ever done. I'm not really a whistler. Start Palmer or Gordon? Palmer. Gordon is an easy bench if you're looking for someone to bench this week. His home record is fantastic, and I should have not benched him last week. The thought, like, it was a stupid thing to do because his home record is great. But if you watch the goal, I mean, like, shouldn't have got, like, the goal just kind of fell to him and he was just in the right place as the keeper fumbled it. I mean, that's part of being good, right? But I started off by whistling that and then I just, it was a scrappy goal, but his home record is so good. I think he's blanked once at home, which this Forest game, and he put up really good numbers in that one. I think it's the only game at home he's blanked in. Yeah, it is. He's only blanked once at home, and it was Forest, and he put up some of his best numbers that game. Haaland's price fell last night. It did. Do I reckon Estupinan starts? Probably. Urgent, you're on a plane. Should I take an additional -4 to do Dubravka to Moneta and bench Areola? No free hit 29. I mean, the free hit 29 doesn't massively. I probably wouldn't do it. Safe flight as well. Go safely. Majed, go safely, but I probably wouldn't do it. When I start Garnacho or Gross, I'd probably play... Garnacho. Probably. It's close, though. Just... how much weight do I put on the uncertainty of Gross starting? It's probably not that big an impact. I'd probably play Gross. Garnacho or Foden, I play Foden. Anish, thank you for joining for 6 months. Gabriel, Saliba and Doughty. Sakason, Kudus, Douglas Luiz, Solanke, Watkins and Morris. Captain Morris or Solanke, no free hit left. Next week, Tony and Reguilon in. Tony and Reguilon in is nice next week, and I would always captain Dominic Solanke over captaining Carlton Morris. Gordon or Gross? Gross, easy. Watkins to Morris, free at 29. Absolutely not. The thought of having no Watkins in 30 as well. And this is not a bad fixture for him. Should I sell Saliba to a Bournemouth defender for -4? I have Gabriel and bought Neto last night. Saliba to a Bournemouth defender for a hit? No. If you've already got Neto as well to cover the Bournemouth defence, I wouldn't do that. Any midfielder for 6.8. I mean, it depends what you need them for. Why is Twitter going crazy? I don't know. Is it? Doesn't look like it's going crazy to me. People are selling Haaland because he blanks in 29 and plays Liverpool away this week, then plays Arsenal in game week 30. So if you're looking at a Morris, he plays an extra 2 fixtures over Haaland. That's why people are doing it. That's why people are doing it. Douglas Luiz or Ross Barkley. I'd play Ross Barkley. If you've got double midfielders, you play them, but I'm not sure I'd buy them. Neto and Zabanyi from -8 to remove Senesi and Areola. Areola to Neto is not worth a hit, I don't think. I mean, it depends who your second choice keeper is. As I've said, do you need your second choice? Do you need your keeper in 30? If you do, then maybe go Neto because he has a better fixture in 30, but I'm not sure it's worth the hit. Start Louise, Maddison, or Stupinan. Not a Stupinan if you have the choice. Probably Maddison. Haaland out to Morris. If you're free hitting 29, don't sell Haaland. Haaland out is only a move for people who are not free hitting 29 and are going to wildcard in 30 or 31. You have taken a -12, but will have 10 players in game week 29. Is it a good move? You're saving your free hit and wildcard. If you've taken that, I imagine you'll want a wildcard soon after. Will I be doing a free hit template? I mean, I'll be doing my free hit over and over again next week. So no worries. No worries. Bench Foden or Saliba? Probably Saliba. Triple captain Solanke or save it. I probably would play it. Foden or Palmer on wildcard. Palmer. I mean, you'll probably want both from 30, so whoever you've got more value tied up in. Foden or Palmer on wildcard 28. Yeah, whoever you've got more value tied up in. Thoughts on Haaland to Semenyo for a hit instead of Solanke? I mean, no, I just want Solanke. The Semenyo move is clever, but he's an addition to Solanke, not an alternative. The chat is going so fast today. I've never seen it like this. I'm doing my best to... keep up with it. And I'm not ignoring anyone on purpose. I promise. I've got to make my transfer at some point. Got to make my transfer. I'm pretty sure it'll just be Taylor. I think I'm going to sell Taylor. But I'm not ignoring anyone on purpose. It is on a 55-second slow mode. And it's still flying. Bench Porro or Ake. Ake. Play Garnacho or Odegaard. Odegaard, definitely. Please don't bench Arsenal attackers. Morris or Solanke. Solanke. Neto or Palmer. Palmer. Bit late to the party. Have you missed the cake button? Like the live guys. Absolutely. Start Kelleher or Dubravka. Take a hit to do Dubravka to Neto. You haven't missed the cake button. But unfortunately, I just don't have any cake this week. I don't have anything to show you. Don't have anything to show you this week. So I don't have a use for this screen. I'm looking around for things to show you and I don't have it, unfortunately. Next week. Bob, I did answer the super chat earlier. I'd do Dubravka to Neto for a hit and play a Stupinan. I can just about. It doesn't get much more than this. It's very patchy, fella. Just about. We want cake. I know. So I'm sorry. I'll bake one next week. What would you like for next week, chat? What cake do you like? What cake shall I bring to next week's stream? Because also, next week's stream is a 3 o'clock deadline, so I have time to bake in the morning. Cheesecake. I'm not a big cheesecake fan. A big old choco cake. Carrot cake. Coffee. Chocolate. Colin the Caterpillar. I'm not baking a Colin the Caterpillar. I could buy it. That would save me time, but... Red velvet. Yeah, right. I'm not... Like, I love a red velvet cake, but I don't know how to make it. Victoria sandwich. People asking FPL questions and just getting cake. All right. I'll bring something next week. I'll try. Banana cake. We had banana last week. Right. Reckon Kabore will play many minutes. He played last game and looked pretty attacking. If you don't have any other option, play Kabore, but I wouldn't buy him this week. Some roast beef. Just cook up a whole meal for the stream. All right, that has broken the chat. That. Just make bread then. Yeah, could. Haaland to Morris is only worthwhile if you're not free hitting 29. Linton, sorry. Neto to Clivert for -4. If it helps you get Salah back. I mean, if it means you can get Salah for free, then fine. But I don't love it as a hit this week. No, you just put red food colouring in a chocolate cake. Oh, but the icing's different. Ah, is that it? Wow, who knew? Why not going Adam Smith? I mean, I brought Zabani last week. Because in game week 13 onwards, we don't quite know when Max Aarons is going to be back. And as soon as Max Aarons comes back, Smith will be an issue. Aarons has no expected return date, though. So we are, like, guessing on it. I mean, he's hardly played. He was nailed at the start of the season. Was nailed. I should buy Salah. I mean, I plan on, but I'm not doing it this week. What do I think about De Bruyne to Son this week, yeah or nay? I probably wouldn't. I'd probably just go straight to Salah. If you're selling De Bruyne and you can get to Salah, I would just do that this week. Foden or Louise. I play Foden. My current FPL points. 1,723. Dave, sorry. Richarlison to Barkley to bench Louise. No free at 29. Is there no one else you could sell? Just because there is still a chance that Richarlison features next week. And if he does feature, you'll be happy that you held on to him. I mean, I probably would do that, but there's just a chance that Richarlison features that makes it a worse option. I'm free hitting 29. My team is in pieces for 29, so it's fine. I got goalkeeper, Doughty, Son, Watkins, Taylor. And it's not even a good 5 either. Like, Areola against Villa, Taylor, I don't want now either. So this is what I mean when I was saying, like, do you have a good 6 or a bad 6 for next week, deciding on to free hit or not? It's a definite free hit for me. Bench Walker or Porro? Walker. Gordon out to Tavernier for a hit. Nope, I would not. Start Porro or Mengi. I just probably play the doubling. We're not 100% certain. I think Porro will start, but it's not 100%. Barkley or Palmer. I mean, I play the double. I'm not benching Barkley this week. Do I plan on holding Gordon to the double? If he gets the double, yes. Foden to Salah. I mean, I'd rather find another route to Salah, so no. Would I just do Trippier to Zabani this week or use Ake to Gusto for -4? I mean, Ake to Gusto is not worth a hit because you're not going to play him. Need to bench one player out of Foden, De Bruyne, Palmer, Watkins, who? I mean, probably Foden or De Bruyne. And it's kind of up to you who you prefer in that situation. Mooney's or Darwin this week. I'd probably play... I'd probably play Darwin. Play Garnacho or Foden, Solanke and Kirkes for -4. I mean, I prefer Zabani to Kirkes, but yes, probably. You trust Captain Solanke even though he's not 100%. I mean, who else am I going to captain this week? If I had a Morris, there'd be a 5% bit of doubt. But no, I'm happy enough with Solanke. Sell Porro or Saliba to Zabani. I mean, it depends what you're doing in 29, right? If you need them in 29, then you sell Saliba. I probably wouldn't. I'm not sure you need to do that, to be honest, but I'd probably sell Porro if you don't need him in 29, if you're free hitting 29. 3,000 of you in here and only 700 likes. That means 2,500 of you haven't liked the stream yet. If you could, that would be fantastic. And if you are watching and you haven't subscribed, if you could also, that would be great. And of course, help support the channel. 1,400 away from the big 100k. Soufal or Emerson, no free hit. I'd go Soufal because there's a doubt on Emerson's fitness. Start Neto or Palmer. Should I use triple captain or wait? I'd probably play it, but I understand if you want to wait. Bench boost. I mean, if your bench looks stacked, then maybe, but I still think there's a better option later on in the season to play it. I wouldn't. Will I do Saliba to Zabani for free? Probably not. Toby, welcome. Welcome over from Instagram. Is my team confirmed? No, I still have to make my transfer. I've still got half an hour, but I'm pretty certain. I mean, I can just... It's going to be Taylor to Gusto. It's probably the least exciting transfer I've ever made. But... No, I mean, there's no buts. It's probably the least exciting transfer I've ever made. Mengi from Luton or on a double or Gusto. I'd play Mengi. I mean, Gusto is... Oh, he's not. He's gone down again. I mean, price rises for Solanke, Doughty, Bowen, Morris, Tavernier, Barkley, Havertz, Kivior, and Reguilon expected tonight. De Bruyne expected to... Sorry, Trippier is expected to drop again. He only drops on Thursday. When did he drop? Was it Wednesday? Dropped on Wednesday. Oh. Tony, Adebayo, Wood, Simicast, Gomez, Medeo, Cavallin, Badabana. No one really minds about those. Which Bournemouth midfielder? I'd buy Tavernier if I had to buy one this week. Play and any or both Dallo, Garnacho over Foden, Haaland. No, I'd probably bench the United and play the City boys. Should I play Ake, Lamptey or Semedo? Probably Semedo. I already used my transfer to get Doughty for Ake. Do I take a -4 for Solanke to Haaland? Will I start Palmer or Gordon? Palmer, definitely. Gordon is an easy bench this week. Take a -4 for Son over Foden this week? No. No. If I don't intend to free hit in 29, is De Bruyne to Son a good transfer this week? Yes. I like De Bruyne to Son if you're not free hitting 29. If you are free hitting 29, I'd go straight to Salah. Zabani in for Saliba and Salah in for De Bruyne for... I'm not sure. I mean, unless you need the money. If you need the money, then do both. If you don't need the money, just do the Salah move. Did Neto go up in price last night? Yeah, he rose again. The Kaminsky to Neto move is off as a result of that. It puts me too close. Dubravka to Neto for a hit. Only if you've got Areola as your other keeper, I wouldn't do it. Palmer, Barkley, Maddison, and Foden bench 1. Probably Maddison. No free hit 29. De Bruyne to Bowen this week. Yes, I like that. Bowen looks great this week. I'm all good. Thank you, YouTuber. Haaland to Solanke for a hit. Free hit 29. I'd sell one of your other forwards to Solanke. I wouldn't sell Haaland. -4 De Bruyne out for Mo Salah. You're free hitting 29. I probably would. Would I do Taylor to Porro for a hit? Don't think Taylor is getting anything in 29. Not free hit 29. No, I definitely wouldn't. I'd do another defender to Porro. Presumably, Taylor's at least an extra man for you. You must chase rank. Son, Watkins, Saka as differential captain. If you're chasing rank, captain a doubler. Like Captain Morris. Are we expecting any early team news? No. No. I mean, we might, but the 3 o'clock games are normally too far away. The 3 o'clock games are too far away, in my opinion, to get early team news for. Someone just posted about it on Twitter. It's crazy. So, again, in the UK, you can't watch Solanke play once this double. Not on telly. Can't watch Luton. You can't watch either double game week. You can't watch any of your double game week players play football this week. Anyway. Dodgy box. Did you see on the Paramount where Harry Kane said that he'd been watching Monday night football in Germany, and then Micah Richards goes, "How have you watched that?" It was quite funny. It was a clip, and yeah, Micah Richards goes, "Yeah, where have you been watching that?" And then Harry Kane goes, "Oh, don't you worry about me." Don't you worry about me. So, Kabore to Doughty for -4. To be honest, I probably would consider that. CBS is great. That Champions League show, I only ever see clips on it. I always see clips of it. I'd love to be able to watch it. It looks better than the coverage we get. It looks hilarious. Those 3 are really good. And Kate Abdo works really well as well. Start Odegaard or Porro. Odegaard or Foden, sorry. I'd start Odegaard. Got Turner and Areola. Yes, it is worth a hit for Neto, if that is your keepers. Emerson news, we don't know. Plute, how we doing? Good morning. No stream for you today or later? I played my first games of FIFA for the first time in about 3 months and hated it and turned it off again. I watched the YouTube clips of UCL show. Yeah, it's good. Start Porro or Konza? Probably Porro, just more attacking. I expect both teams to score. Is it worth me trading Morris for Haaland if you're free hitting next week? No. The Haaland to Morris move is only worth it if you are not free hitting in 29 and you get that additional fixture. It's not worth it if you're free hitting next week because you'll just want to do the move back. So that's 2 transfers you're using up that are going to be precious. So it's only worth it. When will it be time to transfer out to Bravko? When Nick Pope comes back. Last year, I had a look. Chase, you need a differential captain. If you need a differential captain, I'll put it on Morris. I don't like the single game weekers as differentials. Feels like you're deliberately starting a bit behind. Haaland to Solanke. Find another one of your your strikers to sell. I wouldn't want to sell Haaland. Start Gusto, Bradley or Ake. I'd probably play Gusto. He is up against that Dan Burns side at Newcastle. He could do well. I mean, I'm not going to start him, but Zabani for a hit or start a Stupinan. I do a Stupinan to Zabani because game week 30, he's useful as well. So it's a good move for not just this week. Gusto or Lamptey. Probably Gusto, just because I'm not certain Lamptey will start. He should do, but he's played a lot of minutes recently. He's played a lot of minutes. Foden or Son. This week, Son's better. But long-term, Foden's probably better value. Why do I choose Zabani over Kirkez? Because Zabani is more nailed and I am boring. No, Kirkez is slightly of rotation risk. And particularly from like game week 30 onwards, his potential replacement in Kelly, who was first choice, might be back. So just like long-term, Zabani is nailed. Van Heck to Doughty for a hit. I'm not sure it's worth a hit. If you're not free hitting 29, then yes, it's worth a hit. If not. Dave, thank you for joining. Come on, Solanke, triple captain. Go for it. If you're triple captaining Solanke, let me know in the chat. Good luck to you. I do hope it works out. Noted on you, Zabanian, the boring. All the talk of foods, but you haven't told us the dinner decisions was last night. At Chinese. It was really good as well. You're on triple captain Solanke. Like it. Would I start Palmer or Bowen? I'd play Bowen. You have to play Bowen at home to Burnley. Not sure on 2 Arsenal for City in game week hence, considering the hit. I mean, yeah, but I would rather hold them and do something else in game week 30 than that, and just bench 1 in 30 and do something else then. I'm not sure it's worth a hit this week. What's the priority? Senesi to Kirkez or Dubravka to Neto? You have Areola. Then the defensive move. Just play Areola. -4 Dubravka to Neto. Not if you have Areola. Dubravka and Areola to continue to rotate really nicely. Great streamers edit. Thank you, Richard. Appreciate it. Start Van Dijk or Regulon? Van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk. He's on one at the moment, Van Dijk. He looks so good. I watched that cup final at Wembley and thought there's just got no chance up against him. This guy's back on beast mode. They turned him down a little bit for a few months while he was recharging, and then they turned him back up again, and yeah, he is flying. Kanata as well next to him. Is Doughty worth a hit? If you're not free hitting 29, he's worth a hit. If you are, then no. Bench Palmer, Gross, or Douglas Luiz. I'd probably bench Douglas Luiz. Start Porro or Dean. Porro. You think Solanke will play both games? Yes. Yeah. I do think Solanke will play both. Van Dijk or Estupiñán. I'd probably chance on Estupiñán, but... Any Solanke update? Nope. Triple captain Solanke. I would if I had it, but I don't have it. Would I play Gross head of Foden? I probably would. I probably would. Would I play Gross head of Foden? Ooh. It's close. My initial reaction was yes. What did the predicted points say? Predicted points will probably say yes, but... Yeah, Gross is way up at the top. If they both start, Gross is a better option. It's just the doubt about Gross minutes because he didn't play last weekend. And then they got battered in Europe. So it's interesting. Is he going to say, well, we're out of Europe now? Or is he going to say, let's rest everyone so they're completely fully fit and we can do our best to try and stay in Europe? Or neither? Or neither? I actually got to make my transfer, don't I? Right, let me do that. Let me do that.
Now we're seeing
Anana to Neto for a hit for long term, probably. I'll just get rid of the United keeper. So I was looking at that, and Neto is like the fourth highest scoring goalkeeper, and no one owns him anymore. I mean, no surprise, but what is his price? 4.8. 94 points. I mean, he has just been pretty awful. When did he get any points? How is he so far up the goalkeeper ranking? Start Gusto or Botman? Gusto. Beardy, how are we doing? Start 2 Arse defenders or start 1 with Foden? I'd start 1 with Foden. You have 5.1. Garnacho or Barkley? Barkley. Barkley's better this week. And he plays next week. So it kind of depends what you need them for. Barkley has 3 fixtures in the next 2 weeks, whereas Garnacho only has 1. Palmer or Gross to start? Probably Palmer. Why don't I have Neto as your keeper? Because I bought Kaminsky for game week 25. Because I knew he had 2 doubles. But let me make my transfer. Start Foden or Kabore. Foden. Foden's better than Kabore, I would say. Bench Palmer or Foden. Foden. Sam, did I? -4 for Trippier to Zabani and He Chang to Chong. Then you can do Son to Salah. I mean, I don't love it. Like, Chong for a hit. I mean, I don't know who you're benching, but... if it gives you exact money for Salah and it frees up and it does good for your team this week, then go for it. But if you're having to bench like a Foden or someone to play Chong who you're taking a hit for, then I wouldn't do it. It might be a hit, but you could just do a hit in 30 as well. Instead, do something different. Do like He-Chan out for someone else in that week. If like Man United get a double, you could just go Garnacho. Free hit 29, Haaland to Morris for a hit. No. If you're free hitting 29, please don't sell Haaland to Morris. If you're free hitting 29, do not sell Haaland to Morris. Play Salah or Garnacho. Salah. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. Any leaks? No. 15 minutes to go to the deadline as well. Nothing. I'd be surprised if there's any leaks before this deadline. I mean, yeah. I don't think we'll get any. -4 Sonetti to Zabani. Yes. I can't look at team IDs on stream. It takes too long. What transfers I'm making? Sorry, right. Transfers. Taylor out. This is such a boring transfer. Ake or Zabani for -4. Zabani. Play Foden or Haaland. I mean Haaland. Don't bench Haaland. I know Foden's been better recently, but you're just not benching Haaland. Dubravka to Neto. I mean, Neto's better. So goalkeepers, Neto's good this week if you're free hitting 29. If you're not free hitting 29, then you buy Kaminsky. In defence, I like Zabani. I like Doughty. Again, the same thing applies. If you're free hitting 29, you buy Bournemouth. If you're not free hitting 29, you buy Doughty. No other Luton defender is worth buying this week. If you really want one, it's probably Mengi, but I wouldn't even bother with that. Kabore, I'm not certain is going to start both in the double. Into midfield. I don't love the Luton midfield. If I had to pick one, I probably would go Barkley. Bournemouth, again, I don't love it. If I had to pick one, I would go Tavernier. But Cliver is cheap enough that if you go for him this week and it allows you to get Salah in 30, then it is worth considering. Up front, if you're not free hitting in 29, I would still go Solanke first, and then I would go Morris in 29. Morris is a fine differential captain. He's the only player I would consider as a differential captain over Solanke this week. Only Solanke doubler this week. Bring one in for -4 for 2. Trippier to Doughty or Zabani. Neto in for Dubravka. I do the -4. I do Trippier to... I mean, it depends what you're doing in 29. Just go double Bournemouth if you're free hitting 29. Sorry, I need to do this move, right? Out. Taylor in Gusto. Have you seen a more boring transfer? Ever. Hit for Pickford to Neto. Probably, yeah. John, I'm on it. Like, that free hit button shouldn't be there. I'm so glad once I've played my free hit that I don't have to worry about that. I'm hoping Trippier's back in 30. And my plan was never to play him this week, so I don't need Trippier to 30. That's why I'm not. It's an 11 a.m. deadline. It is. It's in 12 minutes. What an exciting transfer. Why am I playing? I'm not. I'm free hitting next week. Free at 29. Turner to Kaminsky for a -4. You're free hitting 29. Turner to Kaminsky for a hit. No. Neto for a hit. If you're free hitting 29, Bournemouth. If you're not free hitting 29, Luton. You're considering benching Haaland for Foden. Is that crazy? I would say yes, that is crazy. I just wouldn't bench Haaland. Any news on Saka? Apparently he trained yesterday. He should be okay, but that's just a post I saw on Twitter. If you've got Saka, please do start him. Any news on Dominic? No, but I'm expecting him to be okay. Free at 29. Yep. Why no Morris? Why no Morris? I mean, I'm not going to sell. Morris is good if you get the 29 fixture from him as well. Beardy, it depends who your second keeper is. If you don't like your keeper in 30, then get Neto. If you do like your keeper in 30, then just play Areola. Don't take the hit. Start 8 Nori or a Stupinan. 8 Nori or a Stupinan. 8 Nori, because at least he should start. No team news, no nothing. I doubt we get any. Start Kelleher or Dubravka. I take a hit to buy Neto for Dubravka. Would I bench Gross or Tony? I'd probably bench Tony. Start Ake or Udogi. Probably Udogi, but I don't love either. I'd probably take a hit for a Bournemouth defender, to be honest, for Ake. Start Gross or Foden. Probably Foden. It's really close. Probably Gross. Why am I not moving for Salah this week? I mean, he plays Man City. And I don't have money to buy him. That's not the right team. Foden to Bowen or wait until next week, not on free hit. I mean, I think Bowen is better than Foden this week, so I probably would do it if it's for free. So Bournemouth posted an hour to get those double game week players in your FPL team with an eye emoji, and the GIF is of Solanke. That's wild. They know what they're doing. Winding us up. Gordon or Luis Diaz? Probably Luis Diaz. Play Foden or Garnacho? Foden, Haaland, Foden, Kluivert. I mean, you'd have to bench Foden. Would I triple captain Solanke this week if I had the chip? Yes. What do I think about bench boost this week? If your bench is strong enough, then I'd consider it. Timmy, did I? Bench who? Palmer, Saka, Foden. Or Palmer. Bench Tony or Garnacho. I mean, I'll probably bench Garnacho. He's also the early kickoff as well. Salah for a hit or wait to 30. If it's for De Bruyne, do it. If it's not for De Bruyne, I wouldn't bother. Dubravka to Neto for a hit if you've got Areola. So no, still no. If you've got Areola and Dubravka, it's not worth a hit for Neto, in my opinion. Dubravka to Neto for a hit. Not if your other goalkeeper's Areola. Not if your other goalkeeper has a good fixture in game week this week. Morris for Haaland for a hit. Only if you're not free hitting 29. Morris is only a buy this week if you're not free hitting 29 in my eyes. Because you add the fixture there. Tony to Solanke or Morris. You're free hit 29. If you're free hitting 29, then Solanke. Any leaks? Nothing. Play Bradley or Pau Torres. Oh, that's not nice. Probably Bradley. I mean, I don't really want either, but probably Bradley. KDB to Bowen or Son, not for hitting in 29. I'd probably go Bowen first and then go Son next week. Walker or Van Dijk? Van Dijk. Thoughts on Semenyo? Nice differential, but only as an addition to Solanke. But I probably prefer Morris over him anyway. But he's cheaper, so. Douglas Luiz to Son for a hit? No. Nope. Start Gusto or Gabriel? Gabriel 100%. As per my team, bench Van Dijk or Porro? Probably Porro. Need 0.5 for Salah. Who to sell Gordon for? I just wait and do it in game week 30, and then you can buy someone who's got a double. Maybe Eze if Palace get a double. Maybe Palace if Palace get the double. 5 minutes to go to the deadline. There is no... Start Gusto or 8 Nori. 8 Nori. I like Gusto, but I don't love him this week against Newcastle. What's Solanke effective ownership going to be? I imagine it's almost bang on 200%, so it just doesn't do anything to your rank if you captain him. Foden or Bowen? Start Foden or Bowen. I'd go Bowen this week. Have I used my free hit? No, free hit 29. Free hit 29. Why can't you hear me? I think that is a you problem. Joshua. Try restarting the stream. I don't know why I'm saying try restarting the stream because you can't hear me. You don't... If I don't use triple captain this week, is there any better? I mean, only if you're not using a chip in 37. If you're not planning on bench boosting 37, then you can play it that week. But if you are planning on bench boosting 37, then I just play it this week. I would play my triple captain this week if I had it. Bench Odegaard or Palmer. Probably Palmer. Start Adingra or Tony. Probably Adingra. I don't know about the Brighton predicted team sheets, though. That's the only thing. Like, if Adingra's a doubt to start, then just go Tony. But Zabani captain? No. No. Given he has no attacking returns. Garnacho or Tony? Probably Tony. We have 2 minutes to go to the deadline. Tony or Maddison? Tony or Maddison? Probably Maddison. Bench Gusto or Porro? Gusto. Play Foden or Palmer? I'd probably bench Foden as long as you have Haaland. If you have no Man City cover, then I'd probably force Foden in there so you've got some. Captain Morris over Solanke. Morris is the only differential captain. Lion, I'm sorry if I've missed your question. Post it again. Still Foden or... Start Foden or Odegaard. Odegaard. Don't go benching your Arsenal attackers. Bench Garnacho or Gordon. Gordon's an easy bench for me this week. Garnacho or Gordon. Yeah, bench Gordon. Start Foden or Neto. We have 1 minute to go until the deadline. Start Foden or Gross. Probably. It's so close. Foden or Gross. Foden. Son, Foden, Gordon. Which two to start? Just bench Gordon. Gordon's an easy bench. Neto. If I had Neto, would I start him? No, I wouldn't. I'd probably just bench him. Bench Emerson or play one from Reguilon or Taylor. Bench Emerson. I'd start Emerson in case he plays, but I don't think he's going to. -4 for a goalkeeper, only if you don't have a good goalkeeper this week. If you've got Areola, I don't think it's worth it. Sorry, Line. Yeah, Emerson we don't know. I'd play him in case he starts. That is going to be the deadline, though. Don't have any more time for any more questions. The game will be updating. FPL Gameweek 28 team locked in. Lock. Boring transfer. Taylor to Gusto. Solanke captain. With Jerry. Archery. Let me just post this and I'll be with you all in one moment. Let me get my team back up on screen for you all. If you are going to head off, please make sure you just like and subscribe before you go. That would be amazing. Thank you all. Good luck this week. If you are heading off, we'll stick around for a little bit more. But yeah, thank you if you are going. I'm just posting this on everywhere. Post. There we go. All done. All done. How are we all? What's the hardest thing about being an FPL about content creator? Nothing really. I love it. I don't really think I look at it and think there's anything particularly hard. Getting up at 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning, that's about the hardest thing for me. But no, I love it. So, something we spoke about last week was games and streaming. And I went and bought myself, I'm not going to be able to show it because it's all wired in, something that will allow me to stream from my PlayStation. Not on... The green is tilted. Yeah, it is, but it is what it is. Not on YouTube, but on Twitch during international breaks, during the summer and stuff. So, yeah. You're starting Gordon because Chelsea are shite. Sorry. Well... How many hours a day do I spend making content? 5? Plans going forward. Free hit this week. We can have a little look at a free hit draft. Let's do that, shall we? So, let's have a look at a free hit draft. I haven't got the link to my Twitch yet. I just need to finish making it. But I will post. So Reguilon will definitely be in away at Burnley. I don't know who I'll go in goal. I might play Kaminsky, but then I'm not sure if I want double ups. I mean... Like... I hate the defence. I hate picking the defence this week. It will probably be Morris, Watkins, Tony up front. Wildcard 31, I haven't had a look at. We'll get to it. Wow, full-time job. It is a full-time job, correct. I support Chelsea. I will have Bowen in midfield. I will have Son. I will probably also then have Maddison. And then it leaves one spot. And that spot, if we think he's going to start... Oh, you can't see. Well, that was useful. Oh, yeah. Can you remove slow mode now the deadline's passed? Yeah. There we go. The one that, if they're going to be available, is Brian and Mbumo. If he gets minutes this weekend, for example, and he's going to be fit for Burnley away, I'm definitely buying him. I look like I'm bored. I'm absolutely not. Streaming, honestly, is the highlight of... highlight of my week. Morris for Muniz. I like Muniz, but I prefer Morris. Something like this. I don't know who else I'd have in goal. Like, these two spots are out for grabs. I'd love to be able to pick Mbumo. I'd love to be able to pick Mbumo. If not, I don't know who I'll pick in there. Defensively, it's an absolute mess. I don't know, something like Alex Moreno or something like that. I don't know. The defense doesn't fill me with confidence, but something like that. Something like that. Is Mbuma returning? We don't know. He's been back in training. If he was to feature today... If he was to feature today, I'd definitely be on it, but we don't know if he will feature today. We don't know if he will feature today. Alanga is another good one. Gordon or Foden. I would have played Foden this week. I did not watch the fight last night. I think AJ won. We will know for game week 20 though. Are they the early kickoff as well? We might get them Boomo news. Imagine. Are they the early kickoff? They are. Richarlison's if he's back. Yeah, apparently AJ won really easily, and it was. Any update on the podcast? It's moving. It's moving. I won't give any spoilers, but there will be a podcast next year. It will be happening. Can you do a free transfer then wildcard? No, you can't. That free transfer. Oh, you can, yeah, but that transfer just becomes part of your wildcard. Yeah, if we got Mbumo news, would be a real boost. It would be a real boost. Can you do a free transfer then free hit? No, you can't. That free transfer will just become part of the free hit. So the team as it is now will be the team I have in game week 30. I cannot do anything about that. The transfer I make will just be part of the free hit. Cool. We're going to wrap up there. I've got the worst ulcer and it is absolutely killing me all stream. So I'm going to go and soothe that. Is there any increase on your perks because of the podcast? Love your content. No, the podcast will be completely separate. When you play your free hit, can you keep making transfers to the deadline? Yes. Does my podcast involve Raptor? It does not. Maybe as a guest. Thank you all. we're going to wrap it up there. This was how the team... Yeah, I'm off to the rugby this afternoon, so fingers crossed we don't get absolutely annihilated. But yeah, thank you all very much. Have a lovely weekend. Good luck this week. Hopefully Solanke comes through the game okay. And then we'll be on to free hit next week. We'll be back on Sunday with a video, and I will see you all then. Thanks, everyone.